Hello guys, welcome back to News for the Unemployed. News I imagine you don't care about if you have a job. Yes! Now, if you guys have been on social media for the past 72 hours, then you know who Chud the Builder is. But for the people who aren't chronically online like me, Chud the Builder is a racist streamer whose content can be summed up to going up to black people who are minding their own business and repeatedly calling them the N-word in order to get a reaction for a stream of equally racist viewers.
Somebody get him a banana. He's chimping out. Come on over here and chimp out.
In one case, he had a confrontation with a black security guard who was just trying to do his job, and as he was walking away, he decides to call him the N-word with the hard R.
Don't tell me what to do.
Okay, well, move there.
Keep yourself, don't chimp out, dumbass nigger. No, I'm good. We're live, don't touch.
This wasn't the only situation, however. There are multiple clips where he goes out of his way to confront innocent bystanders and call them racial slurs for no reason but for the love of the game.
Why are you acting like
Acting like a what?
You heard me. Sit down.
Oh, sit down. If I stand up, what's the problem?
Come on. Look at him.
But there were two situations that occurred that led to the downfall of Dalton Etherly. So around a couple weeks ago, Dalton was in a steakhouse where an altercation occurred on stream, which was Dalton basically refusing to pay the $370 charge for his food. Things escalated and slurs were thrown around, but Dalton was eventually arrested and taken to a courthouse. But that is not the case we are talking about today. I guess after his briefing with the judge, he gets outside and gets into another altercation, at which Chud gets into a gunfight. He shoots the guy and accidentally also shoots himself in the arm. But fortunately, the hits weren't lethal. The victim of the gunfight is currently in surgery. Now Chud is once again in court, but this time he's pleading that his actions were for self-defense. But sadly, Chud isn't as aware of the law as he thinks he is, because there are two simple rules to self-defense. One, there has to be an equal amount of force between both parties. So basically, it's not self-defense if I slap you on the wrist and you retaliate by putting a 50 cal into my torso. Two, you cannot be the antagonist. Do you remember if you ever got into a fight with your brother or sister and you say, but they started it, and your parents hit you with a, I don't care who started it? Yeah, the law actually does care who started it. And in all of Chud's streaming career, he has always been the antagonist. Not only just being a villain in general, but being a villain specifically to black people, as there are multiple clips of Chud harassing minorities, and it doesn't make the situation better knowing that the person Chud pew pew was black. At this point, the judge had seen enough because the evidence was lining up against Chud being innocent, and his story just wasn't making any sense. So the judge sets Chud's bail at $1.25 million, which created the viral clip of Chud accepting his fate.
Initial bond at $1.25 million. Based upon the fact of how many people in the courtyard were here at the courthouse and the seriousness of all these felonies.
The court case isn't over yet, so I will probably have to make another video on this because we don't have the accounts from the victim side of the story. But until then, guys, that is the end of the video. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
Please.